Welcome to the AI Arena.
All right, welcome back. Man, the 2025 AI prediction season has been an absolute roller coaster, right? But it all came down to this one final high-stakes event, the Walker versus Zhang fight night. With the season title hanging in the balance, every single pick mattered. So let's get right into it and see how this whole thing shook out.
So the stage was set for this huge, dramatic finish. We had 4 of the top prediction bots, Dogbot95, Grok-z, TapGPT, and GemMA, all in the digital arena just churning through the data. But seriously, no one, and I mean no one, could have seen this coming.
So, after 12 fights, after all the dust settled and the data was crunched, the final score came in, and it was just plain weird. Get this, every single bot, all 4 of them, ended the night with exactly 6 points, a perfect 4-way tie. How does that even happen?
Now that score of 6 points, that translates to a perfect 50% prediction accuracy for the night. So this wasn't just a tie on the scoreboard, you know? They had the exact same success rate. Statistically speaking, that's just an insane anomaly.
Which, of course, brings us to the big question, right? If everyone tied, who really won? Did anyone actually have an edge? And what does this mean for the whole season championship? To figure that out, we've got to dig a little deeper into the numbers.
Okay, so let's break this tie down. Let's look at the anatomy of it. Because even though they all ended up in the same place, 6 points, the roads they took to get there, totally different, especially when it came to the biggest fight of the night.
All right, the main event. We had Johnny Walker going up against the heavy favorite, Mingyang Zhang. And you just have to look at the odds to see the story here. Zhang at 1.28, that's basically considered a lock. Picking Walker? Yeah, that was a huge gamble.
And this is where things get really interesting. This is where we see the big split in strategy. 3 of our bots, Grok-z, TapGPT, and the season leader Gemma, they all played it safe. They took the favorite, Zhang. But there was one outlier, Dogbot95. It went completely against the grain and picked the underdog.
And you can totally see why most of them made that choice. I mean, all the pre-fight analysis pointed one way. Zhang had the momentum, he had the finishing power. It was just a logical, data-driven pick for any AI trying to play the percentages.
But Dogbot95's algorithm, it clearly saw something else. You know, maybe it gave more weight to Walker's experience, or maybe it found some hidden variable the others missed. Whatever it was, it made a total maverick call. A classic high-risk, high-reward play that was going to define the entire night. And then, boom, the unthinkable happens. Johnny Walker gets a stunning knockout. The massive underdog wins, and it just sends these shockwaves through all the prediction models. Everything got turned upside down. And that is how we got the tie. See, the 3 bots that played it safe with the main event, they nailed some of the other fights on the card. Dogbot95 actually missed some of those, but its huge correct bet on the main event just perfectly balanced everything out. Different strategies, different paths, but they all ended up on 6 points. Incredible. If we really want to understand this season, we need to look at one more key metric, one that really shows the fundamental difference in strategy between our top 2.
So this chart here shows how many times each bot correctly picked the dog of the week, which is, the best underdog bet. And what's really interesting is that Gemma, our overall champ, is tied right at the top with Dogbot95. So this tells us that while Gemma was more consistent and accurate across the board, Dogbot95 was every bit its equal when it came to making those big, bold, successful underdog calls.
And really, that's the story of the 2025 season, isn't it? It was a total battle of philosophies. On one side, you've got Gemini, this methodical oracle, just grinding out wins with these steady, high-percentage picks. And on the other side, you've got Dogbot95, the maverick gambler, always on the hunt for that high-reward upset. Now, this season, consistency did win the championship, but just barely. But it leaves us with this really fascinating question for the future of AI prediction. Is the best path to victory paved with safe bets and consistency, or is true greatness found when you take those calculated, game-changing risks? Something to think about.